Every child took that personality test. Every child in his classes.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Trinkle has the record of all the kids' personalities and their sexual proclivity. Mr. Trinkle had admitted to using it numerous years.
We blocked it. The district blocked it. Not even Copper Beach. The district has blocked it.
Children were given assignments that from adult websites containing sexually explicit media and content. This is what they saw. It's pornography.
Yes. I see.
That's a primate masturbating. Crows sometimes have sex with dead crows.
They're underage children. They're not of age to give consent, anything like that. So we know that.
Children were given a video. It had language in there that included middle schoolers love to heavy pet each other, and that the only thing that feels better than heavy petting and groping is sex.
We understand and we know that this occurred, and we dealt with it.
Pornography, sex dolls, sex toys, penis extenders, arousal pills, weight loss pills. You know, children do not tell their parents stuff like this.
Yes, I understand. I
And
we realize that.
Mr. Rulo just explained to me that he talked to both of you at length and that it was determined to be a personnel issue, a technology issue, that you handled it, and that the building was moving on from it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to show you that the teacher and this district has given out very dangerous and risky assignments,
Yes.
and the children that were exposed to it should be able to be counseled by their parents, and the parents don't even know it happened.
I heard what you're saying, and I will follow up with the building.
Hi, Dr. Norman. How are you? Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for meeting me.
I had a conversation with Dr. Norman earlier, I figured I would bring him back in, so we have, both of us here at the table at the same time.
That's fine. I appreciate you being here.
I have a sense of why you're here. I know you had some concerns about an issue that occurred at the middle school, and I know that you spoke to Mr. Rulo. I know you're following up the chain of command to make sure that we're all informed. And of course, I want to hear anything that you have to say. And then, if there's anything else towards the end, certainly we'll talk through it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the children were given multiple assignments in Mr. Trinkle's class with my child, who was 11 in the fall and is now 12. Children were given assignments that from adult websites containing sexually explicit media and content.
I can understand your concern, like as a parent. Obviously, you don't want your child exposed to anything, nor do we. And I know that Mr. Rulo made every effort to work with Dwayne Hoffman, who is our Director of Technology, to go through filtering and making sure that things like this don't pop up. We have filters on all of our servers, on all the devices that our students use.
First and foremost, that is not a school lesson or something that we would be approved. We blocked it. The district has blocked it. Not even Copper Beach. The district has blocked it. Like I said, it's been blocked from the district.
First week of September, that personality test. It was very disturbing as a parent to see that. It gave him basically what his sexual inclinations would be.
So I know that Mr. Rulo worked with Mr. Trinkle.
Then 2 weeks ago, he's sitting next to me. He couldn't answer one question. And he was sitting next to me playing it on his Chromebook, this video, over and over again. And then all of a sudden I was like, what was that? Heavy petting, groping. And then last night, while I was preparing for this meeting, I decided to look through the last couple assignments again. So I'm going to show you my son's Chromebook. There's a big picture of a sex doll. She looks just like a girl.
But see, that's one of the things that we're working on with Mr. Trinkle as far as editing. That went out prior to us having our meeting. He will take that down and we'll make sure that there's something that's age appropriate that reviews for their final exam on the systems. But again, that's how we'll move forward with that.
I know that he spoke to you personally, I believe, to try to work through all of this. And we handled it immediately as soon as we discovered that there was an issue.
What about my kid? What about every other kid that saw this? What about every other kid? Parents don't know their kids saw this.
As parents that are bringing concerns to us, we're addressing that.
So you're not going to notify the other parents. Basically, kids have been exposed to something and you're going to keep it quiet.
So I just hope that you understand, we do know, I know that had gone on, as does Dr. Norman and myself. So we're making sure that we are working to make sure that our students are not exposed to anything that they shouldn't be exposed to. So I know that there were some questionable ads that were included in there. They popped up.
From the teacher.
Yes, from the teacher on the homepage.
Oh, goodness.
Is numerous links, and they're pornographic. They're damaging to children. It wasn't ads. It was additional resources. Explore additional resources. Let me just read you a couple of them. Blue Chew reviews. Blue Chew is Viagra. How to enlarge your penis.
Like I said, we'll notify technology of the website. Make sure it gets put on our firewall.
But you will not notify the parents.
Was there anything more from that?
Mr. Rulo just explained to me that he talked to both of you at length.
Yes.
And that it was determined to be a personnel issue, a technology issue,
Yes.
that you handled it,
Yes.
and that the building was moving on from it.
Mm-hmm.
Has Dr. Gagliardi been made aware of this situation and my concerns?
Yes, she has. Yes, she has.
So she is aware that the kids were given an assignment with links to sexually explicit media?
And we dealt with the situation, and we have met with the staff member and met with technology.
What are your lingering concerns, or anything else that you want us to address or to know about from your end?
Well, I want to make sure that children's private information comes off the school servers.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Trinkle has the record of all the kids' personalities
Mm-hmm.
and the questions that they asked to get to that personality.
Mm-hmm. So the concern is just the sharing of information and making sure that any student information, meaning your child's, is not shared with anyone else.
Well, and also the concern is that a teacher has the children's personal answers to very invasive questions and their sexual proclivity.
Mm-hmm.
And they were also asked what their personal email was.
Mm-hmm.
So that test hasn't been used since we addressed it in the fall.
It was, as far as I know, it was only used once in this class, but I believe Mr. Trinkle had admitted to using it numerous years.
It is a survey or questionnaire that he's used in the past when they're introducing labs. He, from what he's told me to the best of his knowledge, so those tabs that said, I guess, romantic relationships was not there in the past. And he's taking responsibility saying, I should have reviewed it. I just assumed it was the same as it was in the past. I did not know that was there. He's like, to the best of my knowledge, it wasn't there. He's like, I've never had a student or a parent. He's like, I assumed that would have been brought up immediately if it was there in the past.
I touched upon the next three issues other than the personality test at the meeting.
Okay.
The children were given a video about the muscle system. It was for college kids. It had language in there that included middle schoolers love to heavy pet each other.
They're like middle school students at a formal dance. The myosin in particular wants nothing more than to reach its little heads up and do some heavy petting with the actin.
They need chaperones.
There are a couple of things that keep this groping from happening. The first is a set of 2 proteins wrapped around the actin. Let's just continue our middle school metaphor. They're the chaperones. They protect the actin from groping.
And that the only thing that feels better than heavy petting and groping is sex.
The chemical dance that allows this to happen is one of the sexiest things that goes on in your body other than, like, sex.
There was a personality test from the fall on Then there was the video, that was the most recent, along with,
That same day, there was also another assignment given from .com, an adult website. The links attached to .com were not advertisements. They were resources. They included pornography, sex dolls, sex toys, testosterone, sexual transmitted home tests, penis extenders, arousal pills, weight loss pills, and online therapy.
all of our devices, as long as we have student use devices, staff use devices, all of that. Any stroke of a key on the keyboard is able to be traced and recorded, so we can tell if a student can get into something. Anything that's brought to our attention, like you're bringing it to our attention, we will deal with anything. If any parent comes forward or a student, or they share that information that's, that caused them harm or caused them grief or caused them to be exposed to something that they shouldn't, we would deal with it.
Because it's harmful for kids to be exposed
Yes,
to pornographic.
yes, of course. If they're underage children, they're not of age to give consent, anything like that. So we know that. We know that.
Why are these teachers using these websites?
We don't sanction them. They should not be using appropriate websites. And this case, this teacher should have vetted their website. We acknowledge that. This should not have happened. It's just something that we have to have a zero tolerance for, which we do. And what I mean by zero tolerance, when it happens, we don't sweep it under the rug. We do just the opposite. We spotlight it.
Mr. Rulo had made the decision with Dr. Gagliardi and you, and he agreed, you all agreed that, I'll make sure, because now I'm shocked that you didn't see the website, but you all agreed not to notify the parents.
We understand and we know that this occurred, and we are dealing with it. And we dealt with it, I should say.
Like, but publicly,
What do you mean?
the parents will never know their children saw something that they could never unknow.
If they saw something. You mean, like if a child saw something and their parent didn't know?
Yes.
I mean, we're not going to know, no one could know what a child sees for certain, but any parent who has brought anything to our attention or administrator's attention, it has been addressed.
Well, why can't you notify the parents whose children have been affected by these multiple assignments?
Well, we don't know all the kids that have been affected other than yourself for coming forward about your child. And again, Mr. Rulo has addressed it with any parent that has brought it to his attention. And I know you have, anyone that brought it to your attention.
Do you understand kids aren't going to tell their parents what they saw?
They may not. They may and they may not if they saw something. So, I just think that I appreciate your concern. I know you do. But anyone that has expressed a concern or brought us a situation, please know we have addressed it.
But there's many parents that have no clue what their kids were exposed to and saw.
We don't know that. Or do we? I don't think you know it, and I don't. Do you know that? Have parents
Yes.
come to you?
Every child took that personality test. Every child in
Yeah.
classes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to check out the website? I have some pictures on my phone. I showed Dr. Norman these. This is what they saw on the website.
It's inappropriate. I can see that.
It's pornography.
Yes. I see.
And then there was another assignment. That's a primate masturbating. That's a picture. And then when you press on the article, there's a pop-up of like a sister article. And just a video immediately starts to play. You know what the video is? Crows sometimes have sex with dead crows. As an educator, you know children do not tell their parents stuff like this.
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
And-
We realize that.
So
That's part of our problem in terms of why we educate students. You know, we have to educate them why we have those parent meetings and the presentations to make sure that parents are as active as you are with your son, which is you're doing a good thing. I mean, some parents are just not sure.
Do you think a child that sees pornography or other sexual content will go right up to their parents and tell them they saw it?
That I don't know. I mean, I would imagine some would, some might not. I mean, children are children, right? Some report things every day when they go home. Some families don't have those relationships.
I can't make excuses for our teacher. Our teacher is wrong in terms of not fully vetting what the teacher should have or could have.
This was one particular teacher who has given this out in past years to collaborate.
What happens to the results? He was just using them for his own personal.
Yes.
As a parent,
Yes.
I'm trying to show you that the teacher and this district has given out very dangerous and risky assignments.
Yes.
You have to click on those links to get there, but no,
On the homepage,
I'm
you
backing
can
you up.
see,
Yeah.
and the children that were exposed to it
Mhm.
should be able to be counseled by their parents.
Mhm.
And the parents don't even know it happened.
I heard what you're saying, and I will follow up with the building.
Like, why couldn't the parents know? Why?
Mhm.